I'm going to put my chantilly, and the day you're ready to make a sauce, you combine all this. The only thing you need in cooking is to love cooking. If you don't have any knowledge, the cognac gives a kick of flavor, and the wine is going to bring all these flavors together. I'm going to pour the Bruno. I'm waiting that the reduction of the wine. I want to cross the flavor inside the dish. Hopefully, you have.
Bonjour. Today we have Carol Hoagland. She's a Vice President for Administrative Services at Nems. Thank you for being my guest.
Thank you.
And today, well, July is a very hot month, so we are going to have something who will give a lot of nutrition to your body, and also low fat and very fresh and tasty. And I choose today the cold gazpacho soup. The gazpacho soup comes from Spain. I've been in Spain on vacation in the late 70s, and it was during summertime. It was so hot. So my first restaurant in Spain, I ordered gazpacho soup. They mentioned it was cold, and I was just in love with that soup. And it's one of the soup also we did during the cooking classes, and you were a student of these classes, so
yes.
You know what we're talking about. And today we're going to make the cold gazpacho soup. It's very easy to get the ingredient of the market, and if you're ready, we're going to begin.
Super.
Okay. The first thing of the gazpacho soup is a tomato base. So we can use two things. We can use the Roma tomatoes. I love Roma tomatoes because they have a good flavor, and it's very easy to cut them and process them. But what I don't want is the seeds, the excess of seeds. So what I do, I cut them in half, and I just remove the excess of seed. Okay?
And the Roma doesn't have much
seeds.
seeds.
That's a good thing, and that's very easy to process. You can have some, but that's not a problem. But the thing is, I don't want this excess part of seeds. Okay. And if you don't mind, you're already my student, so you're going to help me today. And after that, we just need to dice, okay?
Okay.
Because we're going to blend.
Oh, okay.
So the side doesn't matter. The thing is just to make it easier for the blender, okay? And we're going to add more ingredients. We have for the gazpacho the red bell pepper. You can use green, but I like the red a lot because it is much sweeter than the green one. The green bell pepper is not sweet enough.
Okay.
And I don't want to add sugar in this soup. It has to be a low-fat vegetable soup. So I'm going to remove the seeds also. I cut the lid. I remove the seeds.
Actually, this was very easy to remove the seeds.
Yes.
Easier than I anticipated.
For summertime outside, you can have a very nice blush wine, very cold blush wine next to your soup. That would be perfect. Okay. So I'm going to put my ingredients in my blender. You mentioned you made one with recipe. Is this correct, Carol?
Yes, I did. In the last class, we had the gazpacho, and I actually went home and made it the next weekend, and my family really did like that. What I like about it is it's 100% fat-free, and I didn't have to do any conversions to the fat-free method, so it was great.
The fat-free is very important. During the classes, we have recipes. I provide the recipes, and what is very important is the recipes is always open option. I don't want people just to stick to recipe and don't change anything. I think it's so pleasant when you cook to do it up to imagination and to change the recipe, to play with it, and ask people what they like. And every family has a different taste, and it's important to play with recipes and change them. On this one, the only fat thing we have is olive oil. If you like some olive oil, a dash of olive oil for taste at the end. That's the only thing. But it has actually no more fatty ingredients. Everything it's vegetable based.
And one of the things I think I like best about the classes is that it's a hands-on experience, that we don't just sit there and watch
me?
you cook. Everybody gets to participate in that, because part of the cooking is it can be kind of scary if you don't do a lot of it. And this way we get to try it out and decide what we like and what we don't like.
I think that's very important what you are saying. People don't feel comfortable at the beginning to cook in front of other people. And during the classes, what we do is we have people just to do the way they want to do it, to feel comfortable. I give them a recipe, and every time they need some help or they have any question, I answer all the question. And also, if you have a question after the class, I can email or you can call me on my cell phone. This is correct?
Yes, yes. In fact, I had already emailed Bruno with a question about green chili. I'm on a quest to find the best green chili recipe I can get, and I think it was within about 15 minutes from the email to you that you responded to me, and I have tried it, and it's wonderful. Great.
Thank you, Carol. Okay, on this recipe, the only thing you need is a blender. You're going to blend all the ingredients. And what you need also is time. You need overnight to rest the blended mixture. The reason you want all the ingredients you chop and you put together to mix together, the flavor to mix together overnight.
Okay.
So basically, to make this recipe, what you need is about 6 Roma tomatoes.
Okay.
You need a red bell pepper.
Okay.
You need a half a red onion. We put it already.
Okay.
About 3 garlic cloves. And you can squeeze lemon juice or a little bit of vinegar. On the lemon juice, what is important, you don't want the seeds. The seeds give some bitterness in the soup. So you squeeze the lemon juice.
About half the lemon.
Half a lemon was plenty enough. This
Okay.
one is very juicy.
Okay.
You can put a little dash of red wine vinegar. If you're a little bit sweet, you can put some balsamic vinegar. That's a
Okay.
good option. And when you blend it, you need some liquid. So you can have some tomato juice, canned tomato juice. What is important when you blend, you want the blades to have some room for blending the ingredients.
So you wouldn't want to fill that too full.
Yes. And I'm going to blend it. Don't be afraid when you blend it to put all the mixture in a container, in a big bowl, and you add the rest of the ingredient until everything is blended. And if you see some chunks or anything, don't be afraid to put it back in the blender and to blend it again. What is important in that soup is to have all the ingredients totally blended together. And after that, you put in a container, in a fridge, overnight, and all these flavors will go all together in the soup. And the next day, before you serve the soup, you can chill it. You can put it in the freezer for 20 minutes, so that you will decrease the temperature. It has to be a very cold soup. And when you serve it the day after, we have the gazpacho soup. You can add some croutons.
Now, you make your own croutons, don't you?
I make my own croutons. I make my own bread and my own croutons. Also, the first class we did the bread class, and I make my own bread, and with the own soda also. And you put a little dash, if you want, with a little bit of fat, a dash of olive oil. That's the only fat you have on that dish. You can also put some pesto sauce.
Okay.
You can chop also some fresh basil, and you let it marinated with olive oil, salt and pepper, and keep it about half an hour. And after that, you add it on the top of the soup. And so simple like that, and voila.
Thank you.
Do you want to try it, Carol?
I do. Very good.
Very good.
good.
I think the staff will be very happy today to have that soup.
I think
It's
they will
very
too.
warm during Jolo time, so very soon everybody is going to enjoy it today.
Super.
Well, Carol, thank you very much to help me on the first part of this July show. And we'll be back in a few minutes, and we're going to have another specialty that I love a lot to cook. And we're back in a few minutes. Thank you very much, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you. Carol, welcome back. And I hope you enjoyed the soup, the gazpacho soup we had before.
It was wonderful.
And now we're going to continue. It's still July and it's very warm outside. And there is a dish who has a lot of vegetables in it. That dish called Nems. It's a recipe from Vietnam. French cuisine and Vietnamese cuisine have a lot to do together. France was present in Vietnam for over a century, and they share a lot of things about cuisine. And today, that's my favorite dish in Vietnamese cuisine. And also I have a friend of mine, she's Vietnamese American, and her name is Leslie Stott. She's a chef for the Asian Cafe in Loveland. She does a fantastic job, and sometimes we cook for fun together. Cooking is always a funny thing to do. And we do some cooking together. She has many specialties, and one of them, that's a new one I want you to show here in northern Colorado. That's called Nems. Nems is like a fried spring roll, and we'll have some seafood or meat, up to you. So we're going to use today, we have some shrimp, boiled shrimp. We're going to use also some crab. You can use the imitation crab. It has plenty of flavor and texture. So what you need to do when you do that dish, you need to chop very finely. What you want to do is make like a paste who has all the flavor together. And my suggestion when you cook this dish, you need to prepare it the day in advance. You can use a grinder if you're not comfortable to chop.
That would be my preferred method.
Okay, no problem. If you grind it, you need to use a grinder with the biggest holes on it.
Okay.
Okay? Because you want it a little bit chunky. That's very important. And to make these rolls, you have to do three things. First, you have to make the dough, the paste, the mixture. You have to make a sauce, and the last step is all the presentation. And you will see the presentation has a lot of vegetable involved.
And that's
We're going to use some rice noodles.
okay.
Okay. So right now we have the shrimp. You can use any kind of shrimp.
Okay.
So you can
Even
use
the little
also-
salad ones would work.
Yes,
good.
the salad one, the cocktail, this is no problem at all. We're going to use some crab meat. The good thing of a crab meat, it has a very strong flavor, and also it will give a lot of consistency to the mixture.
Okay.
Okay?
You could mix it too, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The crab meat is pre-cooked already. But anyway, at the end, we're going to deep fry all these ingredients together. So we add some crab meat. Many options. You can have chicken meat. You can have a pork meat. You can have fish meat. Anything.
Okay.
And the good thing of that recipe, you use just a little to make a lot of them. So this recipe we can make up to 36.
Oh, that's quite a bit. Because there was only about 8 shrimps there.
Yep. To enhance the flavor, you add some garlic.
And one of the things I've noticed in your class is that you use a lot of garlic.
Yes, the garlic, we use it a lot in French cuisine. We use it a lot in Italian cuisine, Southwestern cuisine, Southeast Asian cuisine. That's an ingredient that you can use a lot. And also it's very nutritious for your body. So the mixture, we add some garlic. We're going to have some red onion.
And red onion's better to use. It's more flavorful than the white or yellow, right?
Yes, a lot of people like to use, when you do some very tasty cuisine, you need an onion who has a flavor. I don't like to use in quantity a lot of onions, but I want enough onions with flavor in it. And also, if you need the recipes of what we're doing right now, you can also go to website at Ames, and they can provide you all the recipes of the cooking classes and doing the TV show. And during the classes, we provide you all the recipes.
Super.
Okay?
And this dish is going to be in the August class, right?
Yes, in the August class, we're going to have this dish. So for the dishes during the TV show, you can request them online. And the dishes we have during the classes, well, when you go to the classes, we provide you all the recipes. Okay? This one is it has a lot of smell, it's very strong. Okay? So we have some garlic, onion. We need to squeeze the lime juice on it. Lemon juice. Just a little bit. And we're going to use also some black mushroom.
Now, where would you get black mushroom?
You can go to any specialty store, and it has the mushroom. You have different kinds, and it gives a lot of flavor.
Now, does it always have to be a black mushroom, or can you use?
No, you can ask in any Asian store. They have different kind of mushroom. What you want is, you can use also shiitake if you want, but you want to add this kick of flavor of mushroom. Okay? You can get it dry, and the only thing you need to do is to put it in water, soaking in hot water. We're going to add some salt and pepper mix.
And do you always have your salt and pepper mixed together?
Yes.
Generally ready to go?
I like to play a lot with salt and pepper, a little bit, and I use a proportion of 4:1, 4 times salt and 1 time white pepper. It gives a very good flavor.
Let's talk about white pepper. You use white pepper a lot, and what I found is white pepper has a little bite to it that the black pepper doesn't.
The good thing of the white pepper, it's give a good taste, and also it doesn't change the color of the dishes you're cooking with.
Okay.
If you use pepper from a meal, sometimes you can have a big piece, a chunky piece. So when you bite the dish, it will be sticky between your teeth, so it's not very pleasant.
Okay.
Okay?
And you julienne that carrot,
Yes,
right?
I'm julienning the carrot. And I add the carrots to the mixture. Okay? And the final thing, I want now to all this mixture to stick together.
Okay.
So the best way to do it, you add an egg. And if you want to mix it, please,
Okay.
just
With my
mix
hand?
it. Yes.
Okay, and the rice, you said rice stick, right?
Yes, we add it at the end. The thing is, what you want, I want all the ingredients mixed together.
Okay.
And after that, we're going to have much more consistent with rice noodle in it.
Okay.
Okay?
And where do you get the rice noodles?
Same thing. You can have the rice sticks and the rice paper for spring rolls. You can get them in any specialty store.
Okay.
And that's the basic thing you need for the recipe. Everything else, also you need some Vietnamese sauce, that's a fish sauce.
Okay.
Okay? Or if you don't like the fish flavor sauce, you can use soy sauce. So for the sauce, we're going to use a couple different things today.
Okay. Is that good enough?
That's good enough. We're going to add some noodles. Just chop it roughly.
Okay, and we boiled that in water, right? To get them
Yes.
soft? Okay.
We soak them in boiled water, and now you just need to mix it. That's it.
Okay.
What I like on that recipe is you can change the kind of meat. You can have chicken, pork, crab, shrimp, anything you would like. You can combine 2 or 3 of them together.
What about vegetable spring rolls? Could you just use all vegetables?
You can use all vegetable. The vegetable you can use are carrots, onions. You can use some leeks if you want a little bit, but
Okay.
you can make a vegetable one too.
Okay.
Okay. And you need to soak the rice paper in hot water. And this stage is very important. When you have the mix done, you need to let it rest overnight in the fridge. Be
Okay.
careful because you have a raw seafood and some boiled seafood. But anyway, you have a mixture. You have to be very careful. You have to rest it overnight in the fridge, or at least 4 hours, because you need all these flavors combining together. So after resting a few hours or overnight, you're going to do the rolling process. The rolling process is a little bit tricky. The only thing you need to do is having the rice paper boil.
Now, when you have this overnight, you have the eggs already mixed in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's the reason why you have to be very careful about the temperature. So you put the rice paper inside the hot water, you warm it, and you just roll it. Excuse me. And when the rice paper will cool down, the moisture will keep it, will stick together.
Okay.
Okay? That's the Nems. So the Nems is ready. We're going to make the sauce as a dipping sauce.
Okay.
So you need to warm the water again. That sauce has first thing water. And because you love garlic, we're going to use a lot of garlic.
Okay. Do a really thin slicing that.
Yes, I like to shave the garlic so like that it will give its flavor immediately to the mixture, to the water.
Could you use, they have garlic that's already minced in jars?
That's a good question. Yes, you can use it for this recipe, but there is one principle in cooking. As fresh as you get, better taste you have when you cook the final dish.
Okay.
On this one, what you want is the flavor of garlic inside the water. So you bring to boil about 5 to 10 minutes. So like that you have all the flavor of the garlic inside the water.
And that was what, about a third of a cup, 2/3 of a cup of water?
For this one, we use about 1.5 cups of water,
Okay.
and we use about 1 full head of garlic.
Okay.
Okay? So you need to boil about 5 minutes. So like that, all the garlic flavor will go into the juice, the water. And you can add some little bit of sugar. Fish sauce, or soy sauce if you don't want the fish flavor. But you should try the fish sauce.
sauce.
It's very outstanding dish. And now it's going to rest. I like to make also this sauce overnight. So like that all the flavor will combine together. And now we're going to deep fry the nem. What is important in many recipes we do during cooking classes, a lot of things can be done the day in advance, so like that we can marinate, we can rest, and give a better flavor for the next day. So also for time reason, I try to, in the cooking classes, when something has to rest for the next day, I make food in advance, so like that you can see the difference. And one of the class, we have a dish, I show to the students, when you make something a day in advance, and when you make something the same day, there is a big difference of flavor. So that's very important. And the only thing you need to do is to deep fry your nem in this way on both sides.
Okay.
But it takes maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
And that's olive oil, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And when it's done, I'm sorry, excuse me. When it's done, you just need to dip in the sauce the nem. You add some fresh mint leaves. You just roll it. And voila.
Oh, thank you.
And if you want, you can dip again. This is very fresh.
Very good.
So on this recipe, we have many options. You can balance the kind of meat you want and vegetable also. The sauce, you have 2 options. You can do a soy-based or a fish-based sauce. And what is important is you can make everything the day before. And when you have guests and friends coming up at your house, so like that you have everything ready to go, and you do just the frying part at the last minute, and it's ready. And also what you can do is to fry it, to freeze it, and just to warm it just before you use it again.
Wonderful.
Okay.
It's great.
So for summertime, that's a perfect dish. And during the classes, we give all these options. So like that you will feel comfortable to cook at home. And after the classes, you can email to me, you can call me on my cell phone. I'm very reachable, so like that, you have any question or anything you would like to change, just do it as you wish. And if you want any suggestion, I can help you a lot.
Thank you.
Okay? And actually, you have been a student for a few classes, and thank you very much for asking all these questions. But the thing, what is important is people feel in love and happy to cooking at home. Okay? Well, thank you for being here today, and we're going to see you very soon with new recipes and new dishes. Thank you, Karen, for being here today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.